Okay, hi all. This type of question is if this is equal to all of this, for all values of x, find the value of a, b, and c. So they're saying if this side of the equation is equal to this side of the equation, for any value of x that you might substitute in, find the value of a, b, and c. What must a, b, and c be equal to? So the first thing we do with this type of question is just get rid of those pesky brackets. So multiply out to get rid of the brackets. So on this side we have 2x times x, it's 2x squared. 2x times 3 is 6x. On this side of the brackets, a times x squared is ax squared. A times 1 is a. B times x squared is bx squared. B times minus x is minus bx. And then we just got plus c at the end. Okay. So then, if you like, you can go for an extra step here where we reorganize what's here. We see on this side we've got an x squared component. We've got an x component with a coefficient of 6 here and a coefficient of 2 over here. And so on this side, we might want to put all the x squared components together. So first of all, ax squared, and moving this plus bx squared over, plus bx squared. Then on this side we have the x component, if you like, so we're going to make the x component come next here, minus bx. And then lastly we have these two terms here, which don't have any x or x squared on the end of them, so they represent constants. So plus a and a plus c, and when we add the two of them together we get a constant. But looking at both sides, first of all, this has a 2x squared here, this has got this ax squared plus bx squared. So when I put these two together, then they should amount to the same as what's on this side. So in other words, a plus b should amount to 2, because when I add ax squared and bx squared together, I should end up with 2x squared. Next, this 6x part, that should be equivalent to what's over here. So if this is minus b in front of the x here, then the minus b should be equivalent to the plus 6 here. And lastly, we've got this constant part here. So when we add this a and this c together, it should be equal to the constant part over here. But we notice we don't have a constant part over here. So when we don't have anything in maths, we call it 0. So we know that this a plus c, when we add them together, should come to nothing. It should amount to nothing. It should be equal to 0. So the first thing we do with this new equation that we have here is we form some smaller equations that link the coefficients of x squared on this side with the coefficients of x squared on this side, the coefficients of x on this side with the coefficients of x on this side, and the constants with the constants. So we see here 2 is the only coefficient of x squared on this side, but that has to amount to or be the same as this a and this b. Because when we add a and b together, for instance, imagine it was 1, they were both equal to 1, then you'd have 1x squared plus 1x squared giving you the 2x squared. But whatever they're both equal to has to add up to 2. Then if we link the coefficients of x, we've got this 6 on this side, must be the same as this minus b on this side. And lastly, we've got this 0 over this side, must be equal to a plus c on this side. Okay, now we've got 3 new equations. Just because we wrote this one down first doesn't mean this is the first one we need to deal with. I would be more inclined to deal with the easiest one here, the one that only has one unknown, which is b. This one has an a and a b, this is an a and a c, so I would deal with the easiest one first. And it's very straightforward. If I bring the b over to this side, bring the 6 over to this side, signs change when we bring them over across the equal sign. We get b is equal to minus 6. Okay, so that's first part of our answer. We were asked to find the value of a and the value of b and the value of c, so we've got b equal to minus 6. Next, well, that isn't going to help me with this a plus c part, So we're not going to go to this next. It is going to help me with this a plus b part, because wherever I see b up here now, I can substitute in a value of minus 6. So doing just that, 2 is equal to a, and instead of plus b, I can put in minus 6. So then if I bring the minus 6 over to the other side, it becomes a plus 6. And so we know then that a has to be equal to 8. And that, whoops, is the second part of our answer. So let me just do that again because the camera wasn't right. We put in our minus 6 here instead of b. And then we brought the minus 6 over to the other side, became a plus 6. So 2 and 6 is 8. So a is equal to 8. And that's the second part of our problem. Last part then, we want to find the value of c. So we go to this equation here. And we have 0 is equal to, now wherever we see a, we can put in a value of 8. Plus c. And so bringing the 8 over to the other side becomes a minus 8. And leaving the c where it is, we've just got c is equal to minus 8. And those are the 3 required answers that we had for this question.